Welcome to Discover Art from the Allentown Art Museum. I'm your host and teacher, Miss Nicole. In Discover Art, we'll tour the museum learning amazing things about art. Before we go on a tour of the museum, let's learn a little more about museums. A museum is a building that holds a collection of objects or artworks. Many museums focus on a single subject. A history museum would have historical artifacts. The Allentown Art Museum collects artworks from all around the world and across time. By collecting art and artifacts, museums can teach people about the world's history and cultures. Culture is the art, customs, achievements, and the way people interact with each other. Museums do this by collecting artworks from all around the world, protecting them from harm, and preserving them for the future. Museums are also important community centers. The Allentown Art Museum holds events, hosts programs, and leads tours to teach people about the art on display here. You can visit the museum on a school tour, but you can also visit with your family and friends anytime that the museum is open. You can also create art in our family-friendly Crayola classroom. Anyone can visit the museum. No matter how young or old you are, you can find things that are fun and interesting to you. But when you visit the museum, there are a few important things to keep in mind. It's very important not to touch the artwork. Artwork can be delicate and break easily. There are also invisible oils on our hands that can damage an artwork slowly over time. It's important to always stand 2 feet away from the artworks. It's also very important to be a good visitor by respecting others. When you're in the museum, always talk quietly and walk slowly. You might be wondering what you'll see at a museum. A gallery is a room where artworks are displayed. Galleries are usually large spaces with lots of walls to hang artworks. Right now, we're in the Trexler Gallery. Exhibitions are the art in a gallery. Exhibitions usually show a specific kind of art. This exhibition features American art from the late 1800s to the 1940s. Some exhibitions are only shown for a few months at a time. Some are shown for years. Exhibitions can have any theme and hold any kind of artwork. You can see paintings, sculpture, furniture, and even architecture in this exhibition. A person who creates an exhibition is called a curator. Curators study art history and learn about art to make interesting exhibitions. Preparators and registrars also hang the artworks and protect them. There are some important jobs in a museum. If you visit, you might also see our team of educators. Museum educators, like myself, lead tours and programs to teach people about the art. You might also see our security guards. They love to answer questions and help guests. Now that you've learned about the museum, let's take a look at a few of the artworks on display. This painting is called Lion Licking Paw by Henry Ossawa Tanner. As you can see, this is a painting of a lion. This painting is inspired by a real lion at the Philadelphia Zoo. The artist visited the lion frequently and sketched and painted it from memory. The artist spent a lot of time perfecting all of the details to create the image that you see here. Artists are creative and focus on creating beautiful and unique artworks, but they can also get inspired by people, places, and things around them when they make art. Now let's look at an artwork that is an example of architecture. This is the Library from the Little House by Frank Lloyd Wright. This room that you see was once part of a house in Minnesota. Frank Lloyd Wright designed buildings and spaces for people to live in. The house was created in 1914 and eventually had to be demolished. Parts of the house were saved and moved to the museum. Even though the house is no longer standing, you can visit this room and experience Frank Lloyd Wright's beautiful design. Thank you for watching Discover Art. Today we learned all about museums, what they are, what they do, and why they matter. The next time you visit a museum, try to notice how many different kinds of art you see. I hope we see you soon!